Algorithmic trading is built on logic, precision, and consistency. Yet even with expert advisors running flawlessly, it's often human psychology that gets in the way. Fear, greed, and the need for control can sabotage even the most carefully designed system. Fear causes traders to shut down EAs during normal drawdowns, cutting off their statistical edge. Greed pushes traders to endlessly tweak parameters, over-optimizing until the strategy fails in live conditions. And the urge for control often leads to manual overrides that disrupt systematic execution. In this lesson, we'll explore how psychology can undermine automation, and more importantly, how to recognize and manage these emotional traps so your EAs can do what they're designed to, trade with discipline and consistency. The biggest battle in algorithmic trading isn't against the market, it's against ourselves. Expert advisors operate strictly on logic, but traders are human, and human emotions don't disappear just because we delegate execution to code. Fear is one of the strongest disruptors. When an EA hits a drawdown, even if it's within normal historical patterns, many traders panic and shut it down. This undermines the statistical advantage built into the system. Greed pushes traders in the opposite direction, constantly tweaking parameters and chasing higher profits. The result is over-optimization, where a strategy fits the past perfectly but collapses in live trading. The need for control also takes its toll. Manual overrides, closing trades early, second-guessing signals, or adding discretionary positions undo the consistency that makes algorithmic trading effective. Understanding these dynamics is crucial. Recognizing fear, greed, and control as emotional responses, not strategy flaws, is the first step in building the discipline to let your systems work as designed. Most trading failures in automation aren't due to faulty code. They're caused by traders sabotaging their own systems. 4 common pitfalls stand out. First, drawdown panic. When accounts dip temporarily, many traders shut down their EAs before they can recover. This eliminates the edge of probability, as all systems experience losing streaks. Second, over-optimization addiction. Traders endlessly tweak inputs until backtests look perfect. But these curve-fitted strategies almost always fail live because they were designed to fit noise, not reality. Third, manual override temptation. By interfering with trades, traders break the consistency of systematic execution. One override can throw off risk controls and distort results. Fourth, unrealistic expectations. Some abandon profitable systems simply because they don't generate constant wins. Normal fluctuations are mistaken for failure, leading to premature system rejection. These behaviors highlight a key truth. Automation only works if the trader steps back. Systems are designed to remove emotional bias, but only if you resist the urge to interfere. Let's put this into perspective with a real-world case. A retail trader built an expert advisor that backtested at 15% annual returns. Confident in the results, he launched it live. Within weeks, the EA hit a 4-week drawdown, perfectly normal and well within historical limits. But instead of trusting the system, fear crept in. The trader convinced himself the strategy had failed. In a rush to take control, he shut down the EA and switched to manual trading. Over the next 6 months, emotional decisions and inconsistent execution eroded the account, leading to a 40% loss. Here's the twist. If the trader had simply left the EA running, it would have recovered naturally from the drawdown and ended the year with a 12% gain. The numbers backed the system, but the trader's psychology got in the way. This case highlights the central lesson. Data and discipline must outweigh fear. Drawdowns aren't failures. They're part of the statistical reality of trading. When you override your EA because of panic, you don't protect your account. You destroy the very edge you worked so hard to build. The antidote to psychological sabotage is preparation. Traders must build structures that keep emotions in check. Start by setting realistic expectations. Know your EA's historical drawdown patterns so you're not surprised when they occur. If the largest historical drawdown was 15%, plan for it to happen again. Implement rules for intervention. For example, only stop an EA if it exceeds its historical drawdown by 50% or more. This ensures you're reacting to true system failure, not normal volatility. Monitor performance weekly, not daily. Day-to-day fluctuations feed anxiety, while weekly reviews keep focus on long-term results. Diversification is another guardrail. Running multiple EAs across different strategies reduces reliance on any single system, lowering emotional attachment. Finally, keep a trading journal. Document emotional triggers. When you felt the urge to shut down, override, or over-optimize. Over time, patterns emerge, and awareness builds discipline. These safeguards protect both your capital and your confidence. Trust in automation isn't blind, it's built on evidence. Robust testing and monitoring give traders the confidence to let their EAs run through both ups and downs. Begin with comprehensive backtesting across multiple market conditions. If your EA performs well in trending, ranging, and volatile environments, you know it's not just tuned to a single scenario. Follow this with forward testing on demo accounts for at least 3 months. This bridges the gap between historical results and live conditions, accounting for spreads, slippage, and execution speed. Monitor key performance metrics like the Sharpe ratio, profit factor, and maximum drawdown. These numbers distinguish between a system that's functioning normally and one that's failing. By combining rigorous validation with clear metrics, you replace emotion with data. Confidence isn't about believing your system will never lose. It's about knowing the difference between expected performance and actual breakdowns. The psychology of algorithmic trading doesn't exist in isolation. It evolves alongside technology and regulation. The future points to a landscape where AI-driven EAs adapt dynamically to market shifts, learning and re-optimizing in real time. This will reduce the temptation for traders to interfere, since systems themselves will handle adaptation. At the same time, regulatory evolution will bring stricter standards for transparency, reporting, and risk management. This may add structure that keeps traders disciplined, reducing reckless overrides or unchecked leverage. Finally, global integration will expand EAs beyond Forex into stocks, commodities, and even emerging assets, creating opportunities across diverse markets with seamless connectivity. But here's the key. No matter how advanced automation becomes, trader psychology will still matter. Systems will evolve, but the discipline to trust them and the restraint to avoid emotional sabotage remains the trader's responsibility. With psychology addressed, we're ready for the final step, the future of algorithmic trading. This last lesson ties everything together, exploring how technology, markets, and human behavior converge to shape the next generation of trading systems. It's not just about today's strategies, it's about preparing for tomorrow.